Welcome to SpeakEasy Online. It's February 2023, and we've all got a group of people ready and raring to go. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna kick off with this one. It was Valentine's Day the other day, and I was thinking, why can't there be a little more love in the world? Why can't there be a little more love in the world? Everybody's hating. Everybody's dying, they're fighting and crying all around the world. People sending abuse, people supporting hatred, war and injustice sweep across many lands all around the world. Why can't there be a little more love in the world? Why can't we all be friends? Just to shut up and listen, give a little bit of time, show each other some compassion. You know it wouldn't go amiss. You don't have to pay with your body, no need to fear a kiss, just a bit of respect for fellow human beings. And while we're at it, why not for all living things? Why can't there be a little more love in the world? There you are. That's that. Thank you. All right. Roz, you're next. What you got for us?
This is something I decided to write yesterday. I've never looked at it today, and I don't know if I made it any better, but I've certainly made it a bit longer. And it's called The Beck Runs Laughing. Unafraid of its chosen route, the beck runs laughing through the rotting leaves, under bare tree branches, where it passes along a deep, dank gully, until suddenly, in this dark, unattractive place, there's a sudden eruption of pure white flowers that cover the ground like a smattering of snow. They dispel the darkness that owns this place in winter. Now, the dormant snowdrops awaken to herald renewal and bring hope with the promise of springtime. The gully transforms, and joyfully along its chosen route, the beck runs laughing in a forest gill in summertime. And that was that. I'm on again.
You start to flicker again, yeah.
Yeah, turn myself off. There's just so many snowdrops around near where I live, and they're just beautiful.
Yeah.
So don't really do them justice.
Well, thank you very much, Roz. That was great. And cool. All right. Maybe spring's on the way, eh?
Maybe so.
Okay, George, we're with you.
Thanks, Phil. You made a big mistake a minute ago. You said to Jane that we should going to sing. So it's a small group, and apologies in particular to Sean, but I'm going to attempt. I did a thing a long time back. I think some of you I may have tried something once before. It's called Karaoke Night at the Asylum. So this is track 2 from Karaoke Night at the Asylum. If I can remember the tune, because I've got a tune in my head, so I need to. So this is, and it seemed appropriate for Valentine's week. This is "Don't Take My Heart from My Body." Don't take my heart, take any other part, but don't take my heart from my body. You can take my mind or any other thing you find, but don't take my heart from my body. It's the only bit of me that I want to keep near. Someday I might want to give it. And though you are here, it's not you I fear. To whom I would gift it, don't take my heart, take any other part, but don't take my heart from my body. You can take my mind or any other thing you find, but don't take my heart from my body. Have a foot or a hand, have a kiss, but understand the heart must not be lifted. Have a kidney or a liver, these freely I deliver, but the heart cannot be gifted. Don't take my heart, take any other part, but don't take my heart from my body. You can take my mind or any other thing you find, but don't take my heart from my body. My eyes are lent to you, my lips are yours too. My mind has to you drifted. I've every little bone, but the heart is mine alone. I'll decide when it will be gifted. Now don't take my heart, take any other part, but don't take my heart from my body. You can take my mind or any other thing you find, but don't take my heart from my body.
Woo! That was fantastic, George. These hidden talents. Should have been the Valentine's #1. Excellent. Wow. Val, can you follow that?
Not very well, no. I thought I'd read this poem I wrote for Valentine's Day last year because it was my attempt to actually write some proper poetry instead of just rhymes, and I kind of liked it. So it's called First Love Remembered. I thought I caught your breath on the wind, shadow of your face filtered through the trees. A long-held memory from deep within whispered gently to me on the breeze. Stay with me, lay with me, always be mine. And I saw your reflection shine in the sun. My eyes were dazzled by the beauty of your smile. Buried emotions had once again begun, emotions not felt in such a long while. Stay with me, lay with me, always be mine. Fleeting memories of someone I once met, of love and of loss from adolescent days long ago. Emotions and feelings I'd rather forget, for the pain of your leaving will never go. Stay with me, lay with me, always be mine.
Thank you, Val. That's really lovely. That's a proper poem. You do proper poems anyway. That was another excellent proper poem.
I do silly rhymes mostly.
They're good. They're good. Excellent. Cool. All right. Jane.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay? I can't find this original sound thing.
That's fine. You're good.
Okay. This is a sort of love poem too. My eldest has just got back from another short lot of traveling. Just come back from America, but she's traveled all over, and she went off some years ago now for 18 months around the world on her own. And she brought back all sorts of little things that she picked up that you do when you've got almost no money. It's called temporary effects. I chose a bracelet, blue it was, friendship type, cobalt and turquoise like a daylit sea, from the knot of handmade treasures she brought back from the world, from the long streets of exploded afternoons and bus seat sleeps. But here now was her unknotted handkerchief, spread on the kitchen counter like a find. It was a blue bracelet, friendship type, cobalt and turquoise like the sea at noon, made in Peru by a girl with a wide white parting and parted teeth and a good look and good luck to her. They touched their saffron-hinted hands together in transaction, friendship style. She bought quite a few. Circles they had, plaits they had, dream catcher cobwebs and talisman. Mine was turquoise and cobalt blue. I was yet to know, to choose. Perhaps she thought she knew. I was yet to know, to choose. Yet, on a rainy, late deal, low rent vacation, with 1 week's wearing and a helpless shrug, I flung it into the sea, and again, unknowing, vacated, walked away. Next day, The beach bunting, drawn by a squally moon, was threaded with turquoise strings and cobalt bottle tops. I turned it over like a market stall, making another and unwanted weave. Hid from my sight, mine is heaved, aloft, in webbed fingers, its inner gaze again, at least, ribs raised in a pale shout, a slick of scale like kindergarten glue along taut hints of tibia in her tail. She likes it, even though she's had her pick from fisher's wrecks, navigation and suicided aviation. She found it wound in her long green fur, picking up random lunar dreamings like a detector. Deep water divers, both. A passenger looted in my belted seat I am, with bubbles in my upswept hair from something else's air. She took my blue bracelet, friendship type, cobalt and turquoise like an early night. I'll never forget to look, to scan the leavings of the tide's chatter at my back. My mind is thick against my will with losings. I'll return one day and find it on a beach there, or find it beached here, snatched back by the Atlantic, unravelled on the blue-black mussel beds, destroyed with moon. She brings back more expensive presents now.
Wow, that was lovely. That was, yeah. You conjured that up so brilliantly, and all the colours and yeah.
And the fact I lose things all the time.
That too, yeah. But not completely. That was great. Thank you so much. Okay, Sean, have you got something for us?
Thanks, Phil. Yeah, well, it's sad to hear the passing of Burt Bacharach more recently, so I might do a few songs and a couple of his kind of love songs with Valentine's Day.
That was fantastic, Sean. Yeah, there's some great tunes there, weren't they? They really were.
Mm. Especially the Alfie song.
Yeah, yeah. I thought you were going to sing along. I thought you were going to sing as well.
Well, actually, funny enough, I may actually sing them at the SpeakEasy when it comes along. I think it probably won't travel online, but I might try singing with the mic and things.
Wow, okay. Well, that's another reason to be at Speakeasy next week. Fantastic. There were some harmonies going on. You probably didn't hear the harmonies, but I could see the harmonies on screen. Really good. Thank you, Sean. Great stuff. Wow. Well, that was the first circuit round. We'll go around again if that's all right. Okay, this is one I came up with last night today. It's on a similar theme. We've already had some stuff that it might sort of chime with. It's called Love is Like a Flower. Love is like a flower. It lies dormant in you, like the magic of a seed. You need the power, the sunshine from another, to start those shoots to grow. It can make your heart sing, get you through most anything. Love is like a flower. If it's right, you'll see it blossom, grow strong, and make each day a little better. If you're lucky, it will last forever. But if it starts to rain and rain, or storm winds tear it down, the flower can shrivel up and die away. Petals curl and rot, dead leaves fall to the ground, and the seed is all that stays behind, waiting, dormant, for another chance to bloom. And that's that. Oh, thank you. All right. Roz, we're with you.
Right, well, I'm going to give you this one. I was just writing, I don't know, this afternoon, then had my tea in the middle and went back and tried again. And it's very short and I don't think it's finished. Sorry, I do waffle on a bit. It's sort of about the idea that all matter came into being at the beginning and it still just goes round and round. Anyway, I had Einstein for breakfast today. Not all of them, that would be greedy. So here many forces are at play. This dissemination of atoms is speedy. The pool of matter starts to work this way, seems to work this way. Every person, whether strong or needy, has an atom home in an atom nation in a universe held together with atom glue. Atoms are omnipresent through all creation, constantly recycling to make everything new. So I can claim bits above my station, and on that same principle, so can you. That's as far as I've got with that.
That was great. What a fantastic idea. And you realized it beautifully there. It was, yeah. I like it. Yeah, makes you wonder, doesn't it? Whose atoms are where?
I know you could write an awful lot listing all the bits and cockroaches and things that you've got tucked away inside.
Well, there's a volume 2. If ever we needed it, that's the starting point. Okay, over to you, George. Follow that.
Right, Phil. I feel I should be doing something I love, but I've been playing about with, not playing about, I was digging out a lot of sonnet stuff that I'd written. I've been doing, I had an idea for a pamphlet of some sort. So this is a couple of linked sonnets, which is David and Goliath. David. On that day, light-footed as my father's flock, I scaled the slope towards that mountain of a man, and shouted my defiance at his boast, and so began my rise, his fall, of which all people talk. He towered the horizon, and for weeks his taunts, cowering the army of King Saul, held frozen, crouching under rocks, afraid, said a dozen could not match Goliath, and no soldier wants to be the instrument of loss. But I knew how. A lion's power was useless against a stone, muscle and claw no armour for my sling. Alone I went, and struck between the eyes I brought him low. His head I carry, bloody trophy for my king. David, David, and all the generations sing. Goliath. David, David, and all the generations sing. I think some ploy, a boy and barely dressed. He comes on to fight, and I am now impressed, like a shepherd, armed only with a sling, not awed by my size, my roar, my glittering spear. He comes lightly, stops, and gathers 6 small pebbles, as if his sling will best me. This is a feeble response to my challenge. But he comes near. There is a whir, and I am struggling for breath, a strange hurting. I fall and cannot rise. I thought this youth some kind of foolish joke. He takes my sword, has my head as his prize, and runs off, light-footed as his father's flock.
That was excellent, George. Wow. So you've got some more, have you? You're thinking of putting in a collection?
Yeah, I came across some there. I was looking for something else with sonnets, and I came across another lot of linked sonnets there that, just yesterday. So I think I've got about 35 pages at the moment.
Whoa. Fantastic. Cool. Oh, well, we'll maybe hear some more of those. Thank you very much. Okay. Val, do you have something else to share?
Yeah, here's another one for Valentine's Day, but this is more about breaking up. It's called No Valentine Card. It's Valentine's Day and I'm feeling fine. I bought chocolate and a bottle of wine. It was my decision for us to part. I have a busy life, an empty heart. I really don't miss you all of that much, but my body craves the feel of your touch. And I've seen enough of your sad face, yet tonight I long for one last embrace. So please tell me why I take it so hard that you haven't sent me a Valentine's card. I was fine just before, but now I cry. My head says good riddance, my heart says
That was one of those really heartbreaking poems. We're all weeping. Thank you, Val. We've only got about 3.5 minutes. Is that enough time for you, Jane, or do you want me to push the magic button and we can all sign back in? You're on mute, so
I'll just read a sonnet.
Cool.
Just something quick.
Go for it.
I wrote this, I think it was about 2015. It was after a report of some terrible brutality in Iraq against women. Anyway, so to change of tone, Zayuna. Streets and hostels are pastel from bomb dust. The air is high with 5 who didn't make it, and 28 whose fate is just to rust. One's 15 and last week learned to fake it. The militias mushroom throughout Iraq. Their machinery is cleaning up Baghdad. There's Nafaya Zabaya, she's not coming back, and neither are the apostates she's had. They and their killers, readily ruthless, all here were frantic, free and lawless. Inside the morgue, mouths stoved in and toothless. Yet round the eyes, Nephia's makeups flawless. They left Musna's teeth, which were just neglected, and she will never, ever be collected.
Wow. Yeah, that's so powerful, Jane. That's
It's not really sonnet material, is it? But hey.
well, you made it into a sonnet, and that's amazing. Yeah. It's so, yeah, like raw still, isn't it?
Those things, yeah, definitely.
Wow.
We're out of time, aren't we? I'll just mute me.
That's all
I
right.
think it matters now, does it?
It's all right. I'll push the magic button. We'll all sign back in, and we'll pick up with Sean and see what where we're at. But yeah, really good stuff. Really good.
I don't know what the weather's like down there with you, but it's very bleak and stormy up here tonight.
Yeah, it's a spot of rain and a bit gusty this end. I think it's supposed to be stormy, isn't it? The next few days, I think, isn't
Whatever they say it's going to be, it never is anyway.
it? Well, sometimes.
It's miserable most of the time, from what I can see.
Yeah, they go, oh yes, and it is clearing to the west, and it is lovely over here.
The three buttons on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's what I thought it was. That's what. Oh, there we are. There we are.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
No sound thing. There's no original sound on that.
I don't know where that is.
No, I've looked. You won't find it. It's not on any of this.
No, not under more.
No.
This is all going in the edit.
This is definitely another glass of red wine.
Yeah,
I'm just offering a glass of red wine.
yeah,
Sri
yeah.
Lanka.
He's got pizza as well.
Wow. What will happen when we get to round 3?
Pizza and red wine. What's not to like?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
My factotum. He's gone, so he didn't hear me say that.
No, you can't.
Before we close the domestic, welcome back, everybody. Yeah, all right. We'll go over to Sean and see what Sean has for us.
A couple more Baccarat songs to continue with.
Wow, that was brilliant, Sean. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh, we got Hazel's joining. Hazel. Yeah, really good.
Phil, how do I get everybody back on screen? I can only see you.
Oh,
Well, lovely though that is.
thank you. There's probably a button marked View, which you'll be able to change from speaker to.
Okay. Switch to gallery view.
Gallery
Yeah,
view.
got you. I got you. Thank you.
Hazel. Hello, Hazel. How are you? You okay? You're on mute. What did you say?
I never get the hang of that, do I? Put it on mute so that I don't give you random noises and then forget I need to unmute so that you can hear me. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry I'm late, but yeah. Nice to be here anyway.
It's good to see you here. It's good. We've all been round twice.
Oh, wow.
We're whizzing through stuff tonight. Do you have something to hand?
Goodness.
Would you like to read? I'm going to put you on the spot immediately that you've come through the door, but it would be lovely to hear from you if you want.
I'm going to cheat. It's not one of mine. It's one from Chrissy's collection. Just opened it at this. This one's called Sometimes. You see someone across a crowded room or street, and your pulse flutters and your heart skips a beat, and you forget to breathe as you stare. You've never seen eyes quite that blue anywhere. Must be sapphire or such a smile. You move to meet. Your fingers press in slight frisson as you greet, and all you want is to caress, to closely press till lips combine and bodies entwine. Because falling in love is like being spun in a tub of candy floss cliche. and we wouldn't want it any other way.
Oh, that's lovely.
Great job.
And that's in the collection of Chris's work that you edited it, didn't you, Hazel? You put it together. Great job. Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alrighty then. Are we in the mood for a little story? All right. I have to say, this all comes from Jeanetto's fault, because she asked me at Christmas time if I was doing a Christmas special, and I've ended up doing a load more of Kung Fu Penguin adventures. She said to say hello to everybody, by the way, and sends her apology. So this is Kung Fu Penguin, episode 3 of series 2. Goodness knows does anyone remember where we were up to with the previous story, or if you've missed it? Okay, I'll do my best to do the catch up. Oh, this might not make any sense, but it might be silly. Oh, it might not be. Anyway, here we go. Kung Fu Penguin. Kung Fu Penguin. What's the voice? Kung Fu Penguin heads inside City Hall, having discovered from Larry the Lemur and his contact that there may be corruption at the heart of local government. City Hall was a hive of activity. People were buzzing around all over the place. One mayor's team was coming to an end, and a new mayor was about to take over. I'd read up about the redevelopment of the Emerald Bay area in the newspaper, after Larry had given me the heads up that someone wasn't happy about it. And the mayor was maybe now the target of a hitman. I thought I'd see what all the fuss was about and check out the plans at the planning department. We with it so far? Okay. I was heading along the corridor when I saw this disheveled, kind of hairy ginger fella shambling along the hall. He clocked me from a few feet away. Oh, yeah, gotta do the voice. I gotta say, nice look. What you got going on there? Say, you don't know another 9 guys who look the same, do you? You'd make a great dance number. Sorry, I don't. That's too bad, really. Too bad. He smiled wearily. There was a searching look in his eyes. The name's King. Louis King. I used to be the kingmaker in Theaterland, but nobody wants to go to the theater anymore. It's very sad. So sad. I'm a Kung Fu Penguin, private investigator. It seems to me you just need an attraction, a star everyone wants to see. Yeah, some eager, talented kid wanting a shot at the big time. All they need is one chance to shine. He seemed like a guy with an impossible dream, and he seemed to say everything twice, which was pretty strange. Why are you saying that out loud? What is this, a monologue or something? A soliloquy? Some kind of external, internal thing? It's kind of weird, you know. It's downright peculiar. Oh, you've been in the planning department. Get a look at the Sea Life Center? God, no. Everybody is fussing over nothing. We already have an aquarium. Louis sighed. No, I was pitching for investment in a new theater. My old place is scheduled for demolition. They're gonna knock it down, flatten it, put an office block there, a monstrous skyscraper. What did you say? Well, I wanted to add a little showbiz to my pitch. Make it stand out. And this is where we segue into this time's musical number. Listen to what I say. It's like a red letter day. To take those blues away, there ain't nothing like a play. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, going on stage, it was all the rage. But now we're living in another age. Netflix and streaming TV signals are beaming into our homes. But you can't stop some of us from dreaming. Listen to what I say. It's like a red letter day. To take those blues away, there ain't nothing like a play. There's nothing quite like taking in a show or going see a story told. See those actors live and connect with an audience of young or old. Revel in the songs and the jokes. Open-eyed, you stare at a chorus line of dances. There's magic etched in the eyes of folks immersed in great tragedies or romances. Listen to what I say. It's like a red letter day. To take those blues away, there ain't nothing like a play. So, how did that go, Louis? Yeah, not good. They didn't go for it. The short-sighted fools. Maybe I'll have better luck with my inquiries. There's a joke coming up here. Good luck with Ms. Rachnid. Anna Rachnid. She's not in a good mood. Didn't like my pitch. Thank you, everybody. I think she's a little on edge with the outgoing mayor cleaning out his office and his PA. What's her name? Matilda or Melody or something. She's in a bit of a panic about this sea life project. You know, the new mayor doesn't like it, and B.A. Boone is trying to get it through before his term ends tomorrow. Interesting. The plot thickens. Here's my card if you happen to find those other 9 guys for the dance number. Well, Penguin, it's been good talking to you. I've enjoyed our chat. See you around. Bye. Kung Fu Penguin carried on along the hall and entered a large office, where he noticed a big board with blueprints pinned to it. These were the plans for the sea life, plankton, and seaweed research facility. It seemed the contractors were all ready to get started. There was an urgency about the project, and the mayor was keen to make it his legacy to the city. It looked like a run-of-the-mill research park plus sea life visitor attraction. The only thing I thought was a little fishy, joke number 2 there, was a series of large empty storage levels between the big fish tanks and pools. I'm not an architect, but I didn't know you needed that much storage for fish food. Suddenly I heard the click of 4 pairs of stilettos heading in my direction. I spied her right away. That was joke number 3. The 4 pairs of legs was the first clue. Thank you. Can I help you? Asked the somewhat overly attentive head of the planning department. Her voice sent tingles down my spine. I was wondering if I could maybe get a word with the mayor if he's got a minute. You might just be the fella they're waiting for. I am? Oh, I mean, I am. I'm sure the mayor's personal assistant can sort a quick meeting for you. Please follow me. What will Kung Fu Penguin discover next time as he meets the mayor, B.A. Boone? Find out next time on Kung Fu Penguin! I won't do the theme song. There you are. It's another crazy installment in the surreal episodes of Kung Fu Penguin. I'm really sorry. You're all very patient and very kind people. So, yes. I've forgotten who's next. Is it Roz? Yes. There you are. I don't know where it comes from either.
Oh dear. Right, I'm going to be short and sweet and do my mathematical truth, which I did last Wednesday. 2 and 2 is always 4. Quite honestly, it can't be any more. But anyone with half a brain would know. Occasionally, it's 22, which is also true. So, thank you. I've lost me. I can't mute myself. I've lost me. Oh, there it is.
That was great. Thank you, Roz. Not as many funny voices as I was expecting, but yeah, good. All right, George, we're with you.
Right, yeah, I was trying to decide what I was going to read. I suddenly thought I've been looking at the sonnets that I've done briefly there. And Ross caught me out slightly because that was short and sweet, very sweet. But anyway, just following up recently for all this trouble there's been with the Met police force, in fact, the police forces in general. I have 3 linked sonnets, which was With Authority Comes Betrayal, under the title Never Talk to Strange Men. My father said, never talk to a policeman. Keep your own counsel and walk on by. And teenage me, so righteous and unworldly, was surprised, probably the first time I began to question his advice, those steps into adulthood, learning to fall and rise and make mistakes, wander alleyways, how hope, hate, love, worry makes for white and black merging into grey. So I would come to understand that his advice was right. Authority will forge your truth to their need. You are expendable to their good, their devil. And now I curry down, keep out of sight. The wisdom of 3 monkeys is my creed. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. When I met a London police sergeant full of prejudice and so arrogant, I hid a scream, remained so civil. He boasted that he knew who was guilty, always fixed it for the right decision. His chilling grin without contrition, like an ancient lord demanding fealty, sent a chill deep, deep into my soul. I let him charge along on his high horse, shook my head and said I could not help. He looked at me as if to swallow whole, then stood, grunted, left with a glowering curse, like a brute kicks a puppy to hear it yelp. Like a brute kicks a puppy to hear it yelp, the powerful believe all they do is right. No one must challenge their use of might. Keep your head down. Avoid the legal scalp of laws provided to ensure they win. Sub-postmasters jailed, directors honoured, revellers fined, and politicians exonerated. Need help from the state? A cardinal sin. De jure, the rules are meant to destroy. Head over the parapet, they'll shoot it off. Keep quiet, keep servile while you plan how to survive. Gather strength, employ the silent crowds who have had enough. Of this you must never talk to a policeman.
Wow, George, that was powerful.
There was a particular line in that, George. What? And I didn't quite catch it. It was something like authority will forge your truth to their will,
To their need.
to their need.
Yeah.
So I got the rest of it right. Authority will forge
Yes.
your truth to their need. Oh, I think that's brilliant. Thank you.
It was one of those strange moments when my dad said to me, you do know, of course, never talk to a policeman. And I was so shocked by that comment.
Mm.
And I didn't understand it at the time. And he said, "Whatever you say, just walk away." And I thought, what a terrible thing to be told, you know. And I questioned all his, not all his judgments, but I questioned that. But the more I have learned as God, this is gold, is God. In many ways, he was right. I mean, there are many good policemen out there, but there are some absolute evil bastards. As we now, I think as everybody knew, but is being exposed more and more. I had a friend that used to say, see, when you go around the schemes, the thick hoodlums become criminals and get arrested by the clever hoodlums who become policemen.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, you're right there, George. Yeah. I'm intrigued to see what you're going to do next. Okay. Making this really difficult for Val. Do you have another one for us?
Well, yeah, I do. But I'm almost embarrassed to read it after George has made such a serious point. But I'm reading a book about Matilda of Flanders because I like historical fiction, and it just reminded me of a poem that I wrote before the lockdown, and it's just a bit silly, really, but it's just a bit of fun. So it's called My Royal Heritage. I'm related to royalty, I'd like you to know. You look disbelieving. How is this so? Well, Edmund Baldwin was my ancestor's name, and Matilda of Flanders is my claim to fame. Baldwin V was the Flanders king. His daughter Matilda was a feisty young thing. When William proposed, Matilda said no. As William the bastard, his birth was too low. But William was a bastard in more ways than one. He jumped on his horse, and to Flanders he'd gone. He grabbed her by the braids, pulled her down off her horse, at which point Matilda fell in love with him, of course. When William sailed for England in 1066 and beat Harold at Hastings with his French dirty tricks. Victorious in battle, he changed his old name, and William the Conqueror he now became. So William was king and Matilda crowned queen, the mother of every single English Baldwin there's been. So said my mother. I'm not sure it's true, but our girls are all feisty and they like bad boys too. William was apparently related to Matilda of Flanders. There you go.
Right, okay. Yeah.
That's my mother.
Excellent. Yeah, won't get on your wrong side. Jane, what have you got for us?
Well, I was going to read another sonnet, but because people have been reading romantic poetry, because it's just been Valentine's Day, I've just realised. I wrote this some years ago, and the rhythm's slightly strange because it's based on a psalm that I read, and it's called Song of Songs. See the dark peeled back tulip of my dress, the one I wore to galleries, that hid my hips so new from life, and my ready arms bright from the sun. Among the throng along the Mollo, the tourists listening for the sighs, I see you taller, leaner than the rest, loping with a child each side and a baby on your back. I knew your gait a mile away. I watched and waited in the burning sun for you to bring their hands to me, to fill them with bread and peaches on the Rialto steps. In the Accademia this afternoon, I saw you in the Canaletto with the merchants at the Grand Canal, our youngest bobbing on your shoulders with her plastered hair. Later, we will sit with what's left of lunch and wine while they hunt cicadas in the dark, endlessly as their torches strobe their scattering prey, and talk about the day. Don't ever go. Stay here with me, head rested on my heart. I'll not stir, nor move, nor wake you up. Let this painting of an afternoon be testimony to you and them and to my lifted soul.
That was beautiful. Really
I
lovely.
don't remember what the psalm was, I'm afraid. It's a very old one.
Thank you. That was great. All right. Hazel, are we okay to come to you now? And then that gives Sean a bit of time to get his music together if you've got something for us.
I'm going to be really lazy again and just
That's fine.
plunder this one to maybe lighten the mood a wee bit. It's researching Nikolai Gogol, and it's Chrissy's, not mine, but I giggled when I googled Gogol, though his life story is sad. Gobbledygook seems cool for a cook whose words were absurd and quite mad. That's it.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. These are lovely words. Thank you for sharing them. Chrissy's wonderful, wonderful. This book is available, isn't it? Well, definitely getting there. Is it available in all disreputable bookshops? And
I think it's probably at the moment direct order from Hobnob Press. We haven't had an official launch, but you can get it from the website if you would like it.
cool.
But just we had tremendous fun putting it together, so you know that's quite something, really.
Well,
Up to the wire, as they say.
It's wonderful. It's really a lovely collection and a lovely tribute. Well done for putting it together.
Thank you.
You'll have to give me that one, Val, because I've no idea. I do remember you reading it before, but I've no idea who these people are. But I'm supposed to be related to.
It's like ancestry or
Yeah.
Matilda of Flanders, she was married to William the Conqueror.
Right. But I got
Not William the Conqueror, he was called William the Bastard.
right.
That was his actual name.
That was his name.
Because he was.
You better tell me later when we can make sense of this.
He sounds like a really northern bloke, doesn't he? He goes, William the Bastard.
No, seriously, that was what they called him because he was illegitimate.
The birth certificate would be difficult, wouldn't it? William the Bastard. Parents? No, we don't know.
Well, we knew who his mother was. She was his father's mistress.
Yeah.
Val, was it Matilda that fought with Stephen for the crown of England? Is that a different Matilda?
I think that's a different one. I think that's one that Stephen was later, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think he followed on from. I think he's the last Norman king of England.
Yeah.
But I think they shared the crown, didn't they? Was it his sister? No, his cousin. Yeah. She was his cousin, so I'm guessing it's a different Matilda. Sorry, just the name reminded me.
It's probably a popular name. They were like, that Matilda was really good. We'll use that name again.
But they did tend to do that, all call each other after each other. So that's why they've all got the same names.
That's where all the numbers started coming into play.
There weren't a lot of William the Bastards, were
there? Yeah, we won't go into that. There was all the derivations. You thieving bastard and you little... Yeah, anyway. Sean, you got some music for us, right?
Yeah, well, keeping the kind of Valentine's theme, but a bit darker. There's a couple of love themes from some film music. One from the The Ninth Gate film, Johnny Depp, if you remember that one. And the second from Bram Stoker's Dracula. So that's quite a romantic theme, so hopefully you enjoy it.
Brilliant. So who composed those, Sean?
A Polish composer called Wojciech Kilar. He did both the scores to that Ninth Gate film and this Bram Stoker's Dracula. So it has that kind of almost Hungarian, Polish kind of sound to it.
Mm-hmm. Transylvanian almost.
Mm.
Cool. Yeah, it was great. All right. Are we up for going around one more time? Is that okay? Yep. Okay. All right. Well, this is an old one. This was in SpeakEasy magazine #2 all those years ago. Let's hear it for the unloved. It goes like this. Let's hear it for the unloved. Those who bite their tongue and ought to say, I like you, but it's left unsaid. And so, day after day, you get a little older until you're dead, when all you should have said is, I like you. There you are. Short and bittersweet. Thank you. Okay, Roz, do you have one more for us?
Only another one from Wednesday. To make it move. I was going to do the longer one, but I think I'll stick to shorter and give you environmental health. The environment's sick, call 999 and pray that the ambulance gets here in time. But it's not yet critical, so it'll have to wait. By the time it is, it might be too late. Preventative treatments is long overdue, but it still could improve if we started to recognise the symptoms that need attention and make a timely intervention. Because if we don't, the infection will grow and there won't be any doctors who know how to save the environment.
Yeah, well said, Roz. Yeah. Thank you very much. George, we're back with you.
Thanks, Phil. Well, seeing I'm on a sort of sonnet thing tonight, I'll just go with the sonnet again. And I'm afraid this isn't exactly cheery stuff, but it is about love. So this was a Corona I wrote for Margaret on the 6th anniversary of cancer finally returning. I heard a scientist on the radio saying that the questions to ask are how, for why, I've forgotten what he said now, for why often has no answer. So this is, you should be 60. We know the how, but not the why, such truth. In those few words I hear, I learned that Ruth toiled for another, but why did God, if God is good, demand of her that load? Or test out Job, or Samson blind? Or ask me to accept in faith that hardest task, to bury one whose death tore out my heart by world ending? Why choose the brighter part and leave the dull, the wicked, and the cruel? If not a God, it is the fates that rule. Threads severed in a whim, a random choice. No prayer, no hymn of praise, no angel voice can intercede. And I, who know the how, can only shout out why. I shout it now. I shout it now. Why do the powerful fall into that depth which wishes to destroy all who question on the wisdom of their thinking, and by their might will crush without blinking the child, the poor, the innocent to dust, uncaring, sacrificed to selfish lust? They strut and posture, vilify and rage. Their position, their place upon the stage is theirs by right. Such twisted ego strives to say it is more precious than those lives. How strange to wish to stand in history, etched in the blood and gore of victory, as one who little thought what victory cost, for power once gained must not be lost. Must not be lost. Must not be lost, for somewhere must be love. Must not be lost, for somehow I will love again. Despots also die, and no one cries for them as I cry for you. My heart flies, for fates and gods cannot destroy what I have locked away. In me you never die, and I still see you smile and hear you laugh. It is not all I wish, but is enough to let the sunlight dapple in my soul, to bind the broken parts into a whole. If it is the fates, or be it God, it matters not. You and I will always sit all powerful in love which binds us both. I know not how, I know not why, such truth.
Oh, George, that was, wow, that was amazing, really. Thank you very much for sharing that. I mean, wow. Thank you. I'm really sorry, Val, but do you have something? I mean,
Yeah, I'm quite out to follow George tonight. Yeah, this is just the one I wrote for the writing workshop that me and Rose did a couple of weeks back. It's called The Joy of Nature. The joy of walking on a summer's day, the warmth of the sunshine on my back and the gentle breeze blowing in my hair. I love to hear the sound of the sea, watch foamy waves crashing on the rocks, and children paddling in the pool. The smell of grass fresh from the rain, bright yellow flowers sprinkled in green, the mingled smells of perfume and salt. I breathe in deeply the clear air, walk briskly along the miles of rugged paths, feel as free as the birds flying high above.
that sounds good. That workshop's obviously produced a few good poems from you guys over there. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, Jane, do you have another one for us?
I'll just read a short one, just the other sonnet I was going to read. Again, wrote this quite a lot. I'm not writing at the moment, so this is quite an old one. I think it was set to a theme of red, the colour red. I think it was. And this is about a lot of other things, but it seems to fit with what we've been reading. But it's called Not Yet Red. In your dark vein, deep with green, my kin, and browning blood holes of my vampire sleep, it swims up slow beneath your duck egg skin, and peristaltic worms farm its stalled creep. It used to be the fireflakes in the hearth, with yellow hedgerow of browsing fingers, trickled in honeysuckle, and some part pales in brick dust, where your trail still lingers. With blue shrugged on thin rails, it dares old age, uncertain instep, dragged upward into dance, breaks eye white with old tears, corrects the page. Your cheeks, chin, and lips in the cold's advance, like unripe hips in August, rived by thaw, not red just yet, and one day red no more.
Really lovely. Thank you very much. Okay. Hazel, do you have one more for us?
A bit of a problem. My little hand doesn't want to do anything on the mute button. Anyway, I've managed to unmute it. This is an old one, but at least it's mine this time. And it's just called Live Each Day. Live each day like a list poem. Wait grateful to have emerged from the night and your night terrors unscathed. Savor each delight in your day. You may never have another. Find love if you can. It mostly lives where poems do. Nurture passion and joy wherever you find it. In the old soul-focused gaze of a newborn, an uplifting riff, and drifting scent of a rose, captured sunshine on buttercups, a shaman's wisdom. Share smiles and embrace serendipity. Pair the ridiculous with the sublime. Do nothing to damaging excess or extremes. build pebble towers on shorelines and mountain tops. And Baz Luhrmann is right, wear sunscreen. Though, as with anything, choose well. Not all protect as they should. That's it.
There's some top tips in there. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, we're back with Maestro Sean. Do you have any more music you'd like to share with us?
I might play a bit of Debussy. The piece called The Cathedral Angleterre, which is the floating cathedral. It's pictures musically. It's meant to be some kind of myth, a Breton myth, I think it is, of a cathedral that's meant to rise out of the sea at some point and ring the bells and then go back down into the sea again. So hopefully you can hear that in the music.
Wow, that was great. Amazing.
It's a really expressive piece, isn't it? That
Mm.
I love that. I love that. It's just that to conjure bells so, you know, beautifully and poignantly. It's wonderful, isn't it?
All these, he was inspired, I think, by gamelan music and the kind of a lot of these kind of cluster chords and things on like kind of chime music, and so it kind of iterates the bells of that, and then there's these kind of up and down of the waves and things. And
yeah, it says all that, doesn't it? Really beautiful. It's lovely. And in fact, the sound's a little bit distorted on here, but for obvious reasons, and it's sort of added to it. yeah, there's a sort of distortion that worked. It's lovely. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, made it ghostly. No, tremendous. Wow, what a great evening it's been. Sort of drawing to a close. I'm going to lower the tone now, I'm afraid. I'll apologize in advance. This is a song about me being ill because I had chickenpox. Some of you have heard this before.
Well,
yeah, you know, I do apologize. You're going to need counseling after this. But yeah, I'd not had chickenpox before. It was a horrible experience, and I'd like to share that experience with you now. This is like a country lament about the torturous time I had. It's called the Chickenpox Song. It goes like this. I'm really sorry. I got chickenpox on my willy. It sounds kind of silly, sort of painful really. I got chickenpox on my willy. I got chickenpox on my chin. I feel them on my gums when I grin. I got them down to my shins. Oh, it is really pretty grim. I got chickenpox on my willy. It sounds kind of silly, sort of painful really. I got chickenpox on my willy. I got chickenpox on my nose. I got them right down to my toes. I'm covered in little buboes, even where the sun don't goes. I got chickenpox on my willy. It sounds kind of silly, sort of painful really. I got chickenpox on my willy. I got chickenpox all over my head. My whole body's turning red. I'm spending all my time in bed. I got less energy than the dead. I got chickenpox on my willy. It sounds kind of silly, sort of painful really. I got chickenpox on my willy. There you are. And there we are. Thank you, you fools, you mad fools. Well, there we are. It wasn't really as bad in that area. There were other places it was worse. So, yeah. I won't write a song about that. Anyway, thank you very much for joining in. Give yourselves a round of applause, everyone who's read, and everyone who's sang. Well, most people have sang. Everyone who's played music and told us stories, and everyone who's listened. And yeah, thank you all for joining in and sharing such great stuff. And all being well, we'll do it again next month. And if you're up for coming along to SpeakEasy, it's at the Source on Wednesday next week. So maybe see you there. But yeah, great stuff tonight as ever. And get home safe. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.